I have transmigrated into a redemption novel. The male lead has already redeemed the female lead, and I am the younger sister of the male supporting character. Fu Tingsh, unable to attain the love he desires, has fallen into depression and is on the verge of death. My parents, finding him an eyesore, have both gone on a trip to relax, handing over 4-year-old me to Fu Tingsh to take care of. But he was too busy dying to have time for me, watching Fu Tingsh about to jump. I pouted and started crying. Brother, can I bother you for a moment? Could you make me a bottle of milk before you die? I haven't had any milk for half a day. Fu Tingsh suddenly turned around, staring at me in a momentary daze. How are you here? Where are Mom and Dad? He came down from the rooftop railing and walked over to me, looking at me as if I were a rare sight. I quietly breathed a sigh of relief, my eyes welling up with tears as I said, Brother, Mom and Dad don't want you. And they don't want me either. They ran off together. Both of us are so pitiful. Since we're both in the same boat, could you at least let me finish my milk before you know? Fu Tingsh patted my head, his eyes sparkling. He seemed to have forgotten about the whole jumping off the building incident. He patiently explained to me, Mom and Dad would never abandon you, but they might abandon me, and the word elope isn't used like that. Wait, how do you even know the word elope? Who taught you that? Your kindergarten teacher, or some sketchy kid? Tell your brother. Me, what's the point of this guy? Shouldn't it be empathy? Thinking we're all in the same boat, why is it going off track? I decided to bring it back, patiently saying, Brother, they really don't want me. Let me show you exactly what they said at the time. I put my hands on my hips and said in a childish voice, What on earth is this? What kind of children did I give birth to? None of them are easy to handle. Seeing Fu Tingsh today, I can already see Fu Jinshin's tomorrow. If she ever becomes lovesick over a man in the future, it would be the death of me. Old Fu, I don't want either of them anymore. Let's run away together. After saying that, I put on a resolute expression and said to my brother, You see, that's how things are. Brother, it's your fault, and you have to take responsibility for my childhood. My brother's eyes lit up. Usually, Mom and Dad can't bear to let me play with you. Are they really willing to abandon you? He was even gloating about it. I sighed and said, Mom and Dad say I'm stupid, that I can't even pronounce AOE properly. Big brother, you tell me, is it that I don't want to pronounce it well? It's clearly that AOE isn't familiar with me and doesn't want to be friends with me. That's why I can't pronounce their names properly. Look at Wang Xiaoming. I can say his name so clearly, all because we're friends. Once I get familiar with AOE, I'll definitely be able to pronounce it well. I spoke with righteous indignation. My brother paused mid-bend as he was about to pick me up, gritted his teeth, and asked nonchalantly, Who is Wang Xiaoming? A friend from kindergarten, my desk mate. He's my best friend, and he always tells me he'll marry me when we grow up. I chuckled a couple of times, utterly captivated by my own charm. This damn charm of mine has nowhere to go. Even in kindergarten, my brother gritted his teeth. Taking a deep breath, kids go to kindergarten to learn, not to make friends. Do you even know Wang Xiaoming? Can you tell if he's after your looks or our family's money? I retorted defiantly. I can tell. Wang Xiaoming is after my looks. Money is worthless compared to my beauty. Fu Tingsh, seeing him digress endlessly, I couldn't help but remind him, Brother, I want to drink milk. Fu Tingsh picked me up and was about to go downstairs. I was happy inside, thinking that Fu Tingsh wouldn't have to die. Just then, Fu Tingsh's phone rang. I looked and saw that it was a call from the female lead. Unlucky female lead. Why not just be lovey-dovey with the male lead? Why call at a time like this? Wouldn't it be better if my brother were dead? Fu Tingsh hesitated for a moment. The female lead's allure was simply too strong. This book is a redemption story. The female lead is the one who needs redemption. She is like a piece of meat. The other men are the redeemers. They are dogs. How can dogs resist the call of meat? Sure enough, Fu Tingsh answered the phone. I leaned in close, pressing my ear against his phone to listen together. The female lead, Jiang Tingting, cried, Brother Az, you finally answered my call. I thought you were ignoring me. I curled my lips. Why does this green tea flavor feel so strong? Fu Tingsh asked. Tingting, what's the matter? Jiang Tingting sobbed. It's all because of Qi Yen. He insists on giving me a wedding, but he really doesn't have the money, and I don't want him to be too upset. He lost everything because of me. Brother Az, can you help me? I understood. The main couple wants to show off their affection, but they lack the means. want me, the cheap brother, to put in money and effort while they just provide love. Huh, they really think well of themselves. I wouldn't even dare to think that way. So I changed the subject. Brother, I want milk. My brother paused for a moment and glanced at me. I looked at him with teary eyes, meaning that if he didn't make me milk, I would cry right in front of him. Who's with you? Your girlfriend? Did I disturb you? Jiang Tingting's tone had changed. She probably didn't expect my brother to have found another little vixen so quickly. I didn't give my brother a chance to explain and shouted, "Are you giving it to me or not? If you don't, I'll find another man," my brother said to Jiang Tingting. Tingting, I really have something going on here. I'll call you back when I'm free. My brother hung up the phone decisively, casually placed it on the living room table, then glanced around and asked me, "Where's your formula?" I was somewhat satisfied, crossing my arms and saying, "Mom and Dad have already given up on me, so you'll have to cover the formula cost. This is your problem to solve." My brother's expression darkened for a moment as he took out some cold milk from the fridge and handed it to me. "Just drink milk. Milk is still milk." I fell silent. Milk is milk. But can my tiny body digest ice-cold milk? Wait, this is an opportunity. Isn't Fu Tingsh all about redemption? Then let him redeem to his heart's content. I decisively took the iced milk, drank a whole glass, and then held up the cup to ask, "Is there any more?" My brother was delighted, pouring more milk for me while laughing. "Isn't this easy to take care of? Mom and Dad didn't want me to bring you along, but when they come back, I'll have you looking plump and fair, not a chance of getting plump, because I'm sick, empty stomach, 4 years old, ice-cold milk. This is a bug stacked to the max." I started feeling unwell after just an hour. My brother was in the kitchen making food for me, but I was already too weak to crawl to the bathroom. I cried out, "Brother, it's over, I'm finished." My brother came out of the kitchen, looking utterly disheveled. He was a domineering CEO, and usually, the housekeeper did the cooking. Today, he had planned to commit suicide, so he gave the housekeeper the day off. "What's wrong? Fu Jinshin, what happened to you?" My brother ran over and yanked me up from the ground. Then he successfully saw something dripping onto the floor. "Brother, I have diarrhea." I couldn't hold it in. Woo-woo. I cried really loudly because it was so embarrassing. My brother froze for a few seconds, carefully hiding his shock. Without a hint of disgust, he comforted me. "Shinshin, don't cry. Your poop isn't smelly at all. If you don't believe me, I'll smell it for you." There's really no need to go that far. In the end, the nanny was still called back by Fu Tingsh to give me a bath. Auntie complained that my brother shouldn't have given me cold milk. She kept complaining and complaining, until Fu Tingsh went up to the rooftop to get some fresh air. After giving me a bath, Fu Tingsh's phone happened to ring. I went over to take a look. It was a call from Jiang Tingting, so I cleared my throat and answered the phone. "Who is this? Who are you? Isn't this brother's phone?" "Brother. Fu Tingsh doesn't have any cheap little sisters. You've got the wrong number." As I was about to hang up, Jiang Tingting protested. "How dare you hang up on me? Do you know who I am? Brother as treats me like the apple of his eye. If you offend me, do you believe I could ruin you?" And brother as wouldn't even say a word against it. Just then, Fu Tingsh came downstairs. Seeing me answer his phone, he sternly shouted, "Shinshin, don't answer the phone without permission." Jiang Tingting. I finally said, "Brother, my stomach hurts." Then I hung up the phone. Fu Tingsh immediately straightened his expression. Without even looking to see who had called, he picked me up and said, "Let's go to the hospital." I was sighing while sitting in the car. Fu Tingsh, distracted while driving, asked me, "What's wrong? Does your stomach still hurt? If you can't hold it in, just go in the car. I can handle it." "You can handle it. But I can't. I'm not about to have diarrhea." I want to ask you, as a domineering CEO, don't you have the legendary private doctor? Why not just make a call to summon a private doctor instead of bringing me to the hospital? Didn't Mom and Dad say I'm a secret? Aren't you keeping it confidential? My brother cursed under his breath, only then remembering that detail. I am my parents' late-in-life daughter, and there's a more than 20-year age gap between me and Fu Tingsh. In terms of age, Fu Tingsh could practically be my father. From a physical appearance standpoint, both Fu Tingsh and I inherited our mother's good looks, so it's not at all jarring to say I'm his daughter. After all, as the old saying goes, daughters take after their fathers. My parents treat me like a treasure, and to prevent anyone from kidnapping me, I've never made a public appearance. So what do we do now? My stomach suddenly cramped, and I couldn't help but cry out. "I can't hold it in anymore, brother. take me to the hospital quickly. In this vast world, saving a life is the most important thing, let the adults worry about the rest. The doctor prescribed medicine for me and scolded my brother again. How could you give such a young child ice-cold milk? Milk is already cold in nature, and you gave her it chilled. At her age, she can only digest formula. Drinking milk will just cause indigestion. How can you be a father? You don't care about your own child at all. Your generation of young people is so irresponsible. Thinking that giving birth is enough, what you should learn isn't how to have a child, but how to raise one. My brother, a virgin, was left red-faced by the doctor's words, unable to defend himself. He could only blush and say, "Yes, it's all my fault. Besides taking medicine, what else should I pay attention to?" This doctor was also quite idle. Upon hearing this, his eyes actually lit up. You've asked the right person. Let me tell you, raising a child comes with a set of precautions. Seeing how serious and responsible you are today, and that you enjoy learning, I'll teach you properly. I clung to Fu Tingsh, and he reached out to help me hold the hot compress medicine pack on my stomach. After taking the medicine at the hospital, I finally became too exhausted and fell asleep. In my dream, I saw Fu Tingsh jump off the building again. The system coldly said to me, "Fu Tingsh is dead. The host's mission has failed. How do you want to die? Choose one." I jolted awake from my sleep to find that it had already grown dark outside. Fu Tingsh was holding me in his arms. Seeing me wake up, he smiled and said, "Why are you awake? Sleep a little longer." I looked at the scenery outside the car window, then turned my gaze forward. At least he knew to call a designated driver. Holding me himself, I felt a bit relieved and whispered, "I was afraid that if I fell asleep and woke up, you'd be gone. I dreamed you died. Brother, will you die?" My brother pursed his lips. Perhaps he hadn't given up on the thought of ending his life. I couldn't help but cry. So the dream was true after all. If you die, I won't have a brother anymore. Can I have Wang Xiaoming's brother as my brother then? Fu Tingsh's face turned cold, and he gritted his teeth, saying, "Wang Xiaoming's brother, not a chance. What kind of brother is he? From now on, you can't call anyone else brother except me. Besides, dreams are the opposite. I won't die. Stop worrying about things that don't matter." I felt reassured, leaning against Fu Tingsh's neck and weakly saying, "Brother, my tummy hurts." Fu Tingsh's body stiffened as he carefully patted my back. "It won't hurt anymore. It won't hurt anymore. I asked the nanny to make you some rice porridge. The doctor said you'll be fine in a couple of days." I hummed in agreement, my chubby little hands clutching Fu Tingsh's clothes. I asked him, "Brother, the kindergarten is holding a mid-autumn festival event in a couple of days. Mom and Dad definitely won't help me go. Can you help me?" My brother fell silent for 2 seconds, and I started to pout. "I know this is difficult for you, but who made me an orphan? I'll go by myself. If the teacher asks, 'Where are your parents?' I'll say they eloped. If she asks, 'Do you have any other relatives?' Don't worry, I won't give you away. I'll just say you're dead." Fu Tingsh, you really are a filial daughter. With what you just said, our family's reputation is completely ruined. It's just some lousy event, isn't it? How can it compare to my company's multi-million-dollar project? He still wouldn't budge. I blew a snot bubble, and Fu Tingsh froze for 2 seconds before using his expensive custom-made suit to wipe my nose. I protested, "It's a bit rough. My parents always use soft tissues for me." Fu Tingsh said, "You'll have them when we get home." I returned to the main topic. "Are you afraid to accompany me to the event? You're not a sore loser, are you?" Fu Tingsh sneered twice. "Who's a sore loser? I'm not a sore loser. If I participate in an event, I'm definitely going to win. Do you know what people in the business world call your brother? The ever-victorious general. Me, lose? Why should I lose? I know in my heart that he's broken. Isn't it just because Jiang Tingting dumped him?" I said sweetly, "Brother, you're the best in my heart. Then you and I will participate in the activity together. Brother, you must not let me lose, otherwise, I'll be outshined by the class beauty." I was filled with righteous indignation. My brother couldn't figure it out and said, "Shouldn't the class flower be you? My sister is so cute. How could she not be the class flower?" I sighed and said, "It's all because of that Meng Meng. She has a handsome older brother, and there are many girls in our class. They all like Meng Meng's brother, so they voted for Meng Meng, making her the class flower." "Brother, I think you're even more handsome than Meng Meng's brother." I was laying on the flattery as if it cost nothing. Fu Tingsh couldn't help but let a smile show at the corner of his mouth. He cleared his throat and said, "Don't worry. In a few days we'll go to the event together." And I'll help you get back the title of class flower. Me, really, brother, I'm so looking forward to it. It's so nice to have a brother. My flattery doesn't cost anything, so I'll give him more of it. Fu Tingsh was pleased, and his phone suddenly rang. I took a look, and it was Jiang Tingting again. I couldn't help but roll my eyes. She never shows up when there's work to be done, but she's always there to ruin the fruits of victory. Without hesitation, my brother answered the call. The space in the car is small, and I can hear Jiang Tingting's voice. Brother didn't you say you would call me back? Were you held up by someone and didn't have time to return my call? When has Jiang Tingting ever been ignored by her brother for so long? Her brother has always been at Jiang Tingting's beck and call. This sudden refusal made Jiang Tingting feel a sense of crisis. That's why she's been so proactive, calling several times a day. Isn't it just because she's afraid of not having a lapdog, a big fool to squander on her? Her brother even explained to her, I was really a bit busy today. Tingting, what was it you wanted my help with this morning? Her brother had been busy all day and had already forgotten what Jiang Tingting had asked of him. But Jiang Tingting didn't know. She thought her brother had changed his mind, because her brother had always put her needs first before, never forgetting any of her requests. Brother are you in a relationship? Can I still call you then? Besides Qi Yan, you're the only person I know here, so when something happened, I thought of you first. But if you have a girlfriend, would she mind? She was testing her brother. Brother suddenly remembered that my existence was a secret to everyone, a strict order from our parents. Without hesitation, he said, she won't mind. Jiang Tingting clenched her phone in anger. So brother has a girlfriend, oh dear. Brother I suddenly clutched my stomach and said, brother, my tummy hurts. Jiang Tingting, she gritted her teeth. This was originally her line. Who exactly had stolen her line and taken over Fu Tingsh? Without the slightest hesitation, Fu Tingsh said to Jiang Tingting, Tingting, I have something to attend to, I'll hang up first. Jiang Tingting rushed to say, brother I'm a bit hesitant about marrying Qi Yan. I'm not sure if he's the best choice for me. I covered my stomach, pouted, and was about to cry. Fu Tingsh quickly said, then let me know once you've made your choice. I really have something to do. I have to hang up now. As soon as the call ended, Jiang Tingting's expression turned ugly. She smashed her phone and said darkly, damn it, that girl must have slept with Fu Tingsh, that little bitch. I won't let her off. If I don't take action, she'll think Fu Tingsh is hers. Just wait until I make my move. Make Fu Tingsh dump her. And then she'll know who the real female lead is. After dinner, the aunt helped me change into my pajamas. I hugged my pillow and went to knock on Fu Tingsh's door. Fu Tingsh came out in his pajamas to open the door, and my eyes lit up. Oh my cheap brother still has some good looks. Ahem, Xin, aren't you going to sleep? My brother felt a bit awkward under my gaze. I whispered, brother, I'm scared to sleep alone. Mom always used to sleep with me before, oh. And she would sing lullabies to help me fall asleep. I wonder if you have that feature. A hint of embarrassment flashed across Fu Tingsh's face. He really didn't. Brother doesn't know how. I was disappointed. Of course I do. But come to think of it, why didn't my mom sing nursery rhymes to me when I was little? Is that the point? Is the domineering CEO's mind a bit off topic? I know Jiang Tingting will definitely cause trouble again tonight. I must keep a close eye on him. This man can only save me, other women can just go die. But when Fu Tingsh repeated, once upon a time, there was a mountain, and on the mountain, there was a temple, for the 10th time, I thought he could just go die. Ah, system, heavens above, why are you tormenting me like this? Isn't it beautiful? I told you I have talent. Fu Tingsh felt a bit proud, when suddenly his phone rang. I didn't need to look to know it must be Jiang Tingting, otherwise. Who could get through to the CEO's private phone in the middle of the night? And as far as I know, Fu Tingsh, that simp, only gave this number to Jiang Tingting. No one else could possibly know. Fu Tingsh answered the phone. It was very noisy on the other end. Brother I think I've had too much to drink. Seeing me lean in, Fu Tingsh quickly moved the phone away a bit, but he was still afraid I might hear. He said seriously, Tingting, as a self-respecting girl, it's not right to go to a bar in the middle of the night. His eyes were telling me that I couldn't learn from Jiang Tingting. Jiang Tingting's mind went blank, almost forgetting to pretend to be drunk. She quickly adjusted her state and cried, brother I broke up with Qi Yan. I just said we should save a little, and he accused me of looking down on him for not having money, said I liked you, called me a gold digger. We're completely over. Fu Tingsh tightened his grip on his phone. About to spread his compassion, I suddenly clutched my stomach. Brother, my tummy hurts. Can you rub it for me? Jiang Tingting, brother, is there someone with you? Ahem, yes, there is someone, but he didn't dare say it was me. Jiang Tingting's breath hitched, and I added fuel to the fire, saying, brother, I'm sleepy, you should coax me to sleep. I can't stay up late, you know, it's not good for my health. Fu Tingsh directly said to Jiang Tingting, Tingting, you should go home quickly, I really have something to do, let's talk another day. After hanging up the phone, Fu Tingsh gently patted me, patiently coaxing me to sleep. I said to my brother, brother, I have nightmares at night, if I wake up and don't see anyone, I'll cry. Fu Tingsh immediately assured, don't worry. Xin, I'll be right here watching over you, I said with difficulty, but I'll wake up if I hear the phone ring. Fu Tingsh didn't hesitate and set the phone to silent. Sleep peacefully, the phone won't disturb you, big brother will rub your tummy, it's all my fault for causing you trouble, and I promise to raise you to be fair and plump. Fair is fine, but plump is a bit much. I fell asleep contentedly, but I know, Jiang Tingting definitely can't sleep. Sure enough, after being hung up on, Jiang Tingting refused to give up and continued calling Fu Tingsh. Unsurprisingly, Fu Tingsh didn't answer, thinking he was singing me a clumsy nursery rhyme to lull me to sleep, only to end up putting himself to sleep. Damn it, who is it? I've known Fu Tingsh for so long. How come I've never seen him with any woman? Could it be that because I chose Qi Yan, he was so heartbroken that he found another woman? How infuriating. I just trusted him too much. Men are all the same. They can't live without a woman. Jiang Tingting angrily downed a glass of wine and continued muttering, Fu Tingsh actually didn't answer my call. It must be that woman seducing him. Once a man has tasted the forbidden fruit, he's bound to develop different feelings for a woman. If only I had known, I would have tried to sleep with Fu Tingsh, making him unable to leave me. As she spoke, Jiang Tingting suddenly felt a wave of dizziness. She couldn't help but shake her head, only to feel someone picking her up. The moment before Jiang Tingting lost consciousness, she was still thinking, Fu Tingsh is all talk. But in the end, he still came to pick me up obediently, didn't he? As long as she seizes today's opportunity and has something happen with Fu Tingsh, she can win back his heart. Jiang Tingting is a transmigrated strategist whose goal is to have all men save her. In the original book, she chose Qi Yan, but Jiang Tingting couldn't stand Qi Yan's poverty. What she pursues is a quality life. Since she is the female lead, she must choose Fu Tingsh. That way, she can live a good life. And as for Qi Yan, she can just keep in touch with him privately and have a child with him. Such a perfect redemption, no one could say anything against it. The next day, Jiang Tingting woke up feeling sore all over, as if she had been through a night of battle. She looked at the marks on her body, her heart blooming with joy, but Fu Tingsh was nowhere to be found. Could it be that Fu Tingsh doesn't want to take responsibility? Jiang Tingting immediately took out her phone and called Fu Tingsh. At that time, Fu Tingsh was helping me prepare milk powder. I answered his call and asked, what's the matter? Brother is busy, so keep it brief. Jiang Tingting gritted her teeth in anger. Who told you to touch Brother Az's phone? Give the phone back to Brother Az. Do you have anything to say or not? We're busy. I'm so sick of the female lead's attitude. Always questioning everything as if the whole world revolves around her. Don't hang up. Let me tell you, Fu Tingsh and I have already been intimate. I might even be carrying his child. Do you still think you can compare to me? I was stunned for a moment. Wait, when did Fu Tingsh and Jiang Tingting get involved right under my nose? He's been with me the whole time. There's no way he could have been intimate with you. Oh, Brother Asia was intimate with me all night yesterday. You two together, you must be dreaming. I thought back to what happened last night and confirmed that I wasn't dreaming. Fu Tingsh, that domineering CEO, grinds his teeth and snores. I didn't fall asleep until the early hours of the morning. Jiang Tingting claims she and Fu Tingsh did that. Unless Fu Tingsh's soul left his body, then what do you want? Get to the point. I advise you to be sensible and get lost now. Otherwise, once I return to Brother Az's side, I'll definitely make you pay. Time for milk. Fu Tingsh handed me the bottle, and with red eyes, I said, Brother, this woman is so rude. She wants to kill me. Brother, I'm scared. Fu Tingsh immediately picked me up to comfort me, then shouted into the phone, what are you doing? How can you talk to Xin like that? How can you be so rude? Jiang Tingting was stunned by Fu Ting's retort and quickly explained, "Brother as, it's Tingting, stop, stop, stop. I don't want to know who you are, no matter who you are, you can't talk to Xin like that, I'm warning you, this is the last time, if you dare to treat Xin like this again, I won't be polite to you." Fu Tingsh hung up the phone, leaving Jiang Tingting alone and bewildered. She couldn't understand why Fu Tingsh, who had been so passionate last night, had become so cold today. Could it be because she wasn't a virgin? Jiang Tingting bit her lip, thinking of a plan in her mind. No, no. She absolutely couldn't let go of Fu Tingsh, this little cash cow. Jiang Tingting touched her belly. The only plan now was to use the child to tie Fu Tingsh down. As long as she had a child, even if Fu Tingsh refused to acknowledge it, she could still do a paternity test. That way, Fu Tingsh would have no choice but to acknowledge it. Then everything in the Fu family would have her share. But she hasn't been able to see her brother lately. Her brother is very busy. He's busy taking me to kindergarten, busy picking me up, and busy checking in and signing in the kindergarten group chat. My brother tagged the teacher in the group chat. "Teacher son, our Xin is treating everyone to lemonade. Hope everyone enjoys it." The group chat was filled with compliments for my brother, and the teacher really liked him. He was practically a little money god, often treating our class to extra snacks and food. All the teachers took special care of me. And everyone said I had a handsome father. I didn't explain, because explaining would mean admitting my dad isn't handsome, and he'd hit me when he gets back. My brother is important, but it's my dad who decides the inheritance. I still know my priorities. My brother needs to be saved, and I can't afford to offend my father either. Mine, it's all mine. Back at home, I sipped on milk that was just the right temperature, while my brother was learning from the ant how to cook meals I could eat. Yes. Yes, yes, you're doing great, young master. You're already an amazing brother now. Auntie didn't hold back on the praise, and my brother's smile was harder to suppress than an AK. Of course, who do you think I am? There's nothing I, Fu Tingsh, can't handle. I've been telling mom and dad to let me take care of Xin, but they wouldn't agree. If they'd let me take care of her earlier, she'd have been chubby long ago. Yes, yes, Miss is truly lucky to have a brother like you. I also chimed in, "Brother, you're the best brother in the world." After finishing the meal, I quietly got up, wanting to go to sleep, but Fu Tingsh called me back. He gently wiped my mouth with a soft tissue and said in a casual tone, Xin, did you forget something?" Me, as expected, I couldn't escape it. "Brother, can I not do it today?" "No, you can't. Everyone in the group has already posted their videos. Let's just read one, okay? I believe if they can do it, you definitely can too. Brother believes in you. You wouldn't want to embarrass me in the parent group, would you?" Me, how can this even be reverse brainwashing? To keep his attention from focusing on Jiang Tingting, I had no choice but to agree, but my tongue in this body really can't straighten out. No matter what I read, it comes out in a soft, babyish tone and never quite right. I swear I did my best. My brother still wasn't satisfied. "Little one, let's read it one last time, okay? I'll take you out for something delicious tomorrow, and I'll buy you whatever you want." "Alright." I was about to refuse when Jiang Tingting followed the ant into the room. "Brother as, I finally get to see you." Fu Ting's eyes paused for a moment, as if he only remembered her existence upon seeing Jiang Tingting. "Do you need something from me?" My brother's tone was a bit cold. We've already recorded the video several times, and Fu Ting's patience is wearing thin. He's getting annoyed, but he can't take it out on me, so he redirects his frustration elsewhere. Jiang Tingting said with a smile, "Brother as, didn't you promise to accompany me to the auction tomorrow? You said you'd bid on that necklace I've had my eye on and give it to me as a birthday gift." She's had her eye on that necklace at the auction, worth several million. For a long time, I've already boasted to others that I'm going to own it. I even promised to bring it over for them to see. Suddenly interested, I said to Fu Tingsh, "I want that necklace too. As long as you buy it for me, I'll record the video properly." Jiang Tingting's gaze fell on me, her pupils contracting slightly. "Who is she?" "Fu Tingsh, you have a daughter. Well, you pursue me while having such a big daughter. Fu Tingsh, you're something else." Fu Tingsh frowned at her loud exclamation. "Can you be a bit gentler? You're scaring Xin." I immediately ran over and hugged Fu Tingsh's leg. Xin is scared. The auntie is mean." Fu Tingsh picked me up and comforted me gently. "Don't be scared. We won't be friends with rude people in the future." Jiang Tingting, holding Fu Tingsh's neck, I whispered a reminder. The kindergarten teacher said there's a parent-teacher meeting tomorrow. If you're busy, I'll just ask Mom to go. Fu Tingsh immediately responded, I'm free, of course I'm free. I'll go with you to the kindergarten. Don't bother Mom. Jiang Tingting took a pregnancy test out of her pocket and threw it at Fu Tingsh, saying, I'm pregnant, it's your child. Fu Tingsh's pupils trembled with shock. I almost couldn't hold back my laughter. You can't possibly deny it, can you? Even if you have other children, the one in my belly is also yours. You can't abandon him. Jiang Tingting made Fu Tingsh sound like a heartless scoundrel. Fu Tingsh looked exasperated. Tingting, since you're pregnant, you should focus on taking care of yourself. Shouting like this isn't good for the baby. I have a few books here called A Good Mother is Better Than a Good Teacher. Take them back and read them carefully. Oh, and you can also read some prenatal education books. They'll be good for both you and your child. What do you mean, my child? Fu Tingsh, the baby in my belly is yours and mine, yours and mine. Do you really not acknowledge it? Fu Tingsh, when did you become so irresponsible? I retorted to Jiang Tingting, you're talking nonsense. Fu Tingsh is the most responsible person. Fu Tingsh also said, that's right, I am the most responsible person. Tingting, don't talk about those things in front of the child. Alright, I'm really busy, let's meet another day to discuss this. Auntie, please see Tingting out. If it were the Fu Tingsh of before, not to mention hearing that Jiang Tingting was pregnant, even just knowing that Jiang Tingting had kissed Qi Yan would have driven him to drink himself into a stupor. The current Fu Tingsh is too cold toward Jiang Tingting, making her somewhat unable to bear it. Fine, once the child is born, I'll have a paternity test done. Let's see if you'll acknowledge it then. Though unwilling, Jiang Tingting could only turn and leave. I smiled and asked Fu Tingsh, brother, did you really sleep with that aunt just now? Is the child in her belly really yours? My brother's eyes were filled with shock. You, where did you hear that sleeping together leads to pregnancy? That's simply filthy. Don't believe it. Don't listen to it. What on earth are they teaching in that kindergarten? My brother immediately called the Education Bureau, and within a few days, all schools held safety education lectures, and my brother was the sponsor of the lectures. I have already defeated Meng Meng and become the new class belle. Every day, people ask me to deliver love letters and snacks to my brother. Of course, I give the love letters to him and keep the snacks for myself. My brother treats me like his own daughter, and aside from work, he spends his time attending tutoring classes to learn how to be a qualified parent. Every day, I make sure he is filled with all kinds of motivational advice. He didn't even have time to think about Jiang Tingting, let alone dwell on thoughts of life and death. As the Mid-Autumn Festival approached, he even took me to have clothes custom-made for the occasion. My parents called to say they couldn't make it back. And my brother directly said there was no need for them to come. He could handle everything. 9 months later, Jiang Tingting gave birth to the child, but seeing the child's skin color, Jiang Tingting's face darkened. This child has a genetic mutation. The doctor pursed his lips and couldn't help but remind her, Miss, genetic mutations don't work like that. This child is simply not of the same race as you. His father must be a black man. Impossible, absolutely impossible. The child's father is Fu Tingsh. He can't possibly be black. Jiang Tingting was going crazy. She didn't need to find someone for a paternity test anymore, because it was obvious to the naked eye that this child wasn't Fu Tingsh's. No, I can't lose. I still have a chance. The doctor glanced at the examination report again and said, oh, by the way, miss, I forgot to tell you. It seems you have a disease, fortunately. We took precautions, or your blood could have contaminated us, and you wouldn't be able to take responsibility for that. I've already reported it for you. From now on, take your medication properly. The child might also be infected, so be careful. The doctor's words were filled with disdain. For people who are physically ill and conceal their condition, doctors feel nothing but intense resentment. Jiang Tingting didn't even dare to glance at the child, after leaving the operating room. She didn't take the child with her at all and secretly ran away. The hospital directly reported it to the police. The police arrested Jiang Tingting for the crime of abandonment. Jiang Tingting still refused to admit that it was her own child, but the video was in high definition, leaving her no room for denial, because she gave birth to a black man's child. Qi Yan also directly abandoned Jiang Tingting. Jiang Tingting had always wanted to see Fu Tingsh, but he was constantly too busy to meet with her. Because I've been pursued by several men recently, it has been troubling him. Xin, you see, it's like this. Your perspective at this age is definitely different from when you grow up. What good can little boys in kindergarten possibly be? They only know how to say sweet words. You mustn't be fooled by them. But he helped me wipe the tables and chairs. That's just a tactic he uses to curry favor. You can't be fooled. A guy who doesn't spend money on a girl isn't a good guy. But he bought me a hair clip. It's just a hair clip, isn't it? I'll take you to buy one. Mom and Dad are really something. They've always said girls should be raised in luxury, but they wouldn't listen, insisting on this so-called commoner education. Now look what's happened. The child's upbringing has gone all wrong. Brother, what are you muttering about? It's fine, I didn't say anything. I'll call Mom and Dad later and ask them to stay out a bit longer. It seems my brother doesn't want to die right now. He just wants to give me a good lecture. Listen, little sister, material things are secondary. What really matters is character. Do you understand what character means? No worries. If you don't, I can explain it to you. My brother started to ramble, and I couldn't help but yawn. Help. Who on earth is this chatterbox trying to save? Little sister, did you hear that? Yes. I heard you, brother. It's so nice to have you. By the way, Mengmeng's clothes are all handmade by her brother. Ah, I really wish I had a brother like that. Handmade, isn't he that amazing? Wait, I just remembered. He seems to work at our company. I'll transfer over to be his assistant. My brother always gives me whatever I ask for. The system's voice echoed in my mind. Congratulations, host. The mission is complete. You can now enjoy the fruits of your victory in this world. I curled my lips into a smile. The good days in this world are stable. My parents sent a text. Our daughter is still the most reliable. You'll inherit the family fortune in the future. I laughed out loud. The end. During class, my school uniform was suddenly yanked hard from behind, and the sting of the shoulder strap snapping back against my skin almost made me cry out. Pink today. Huh? Meng Jijia's voice, tinged with amusement, drifted over from the desk behind. Chen Hao immediately chimed in. Jia really pays attention to you, checking your underwear color every day. A wave of suppressed, low laughter rippled through the nearby area. I stiffened my back and tightened my grip on the pen in my hand. Suddenly, a barrage of bullet comments appeared before my eyes. Jia is so smooth. He acts tough on the surface but is actually a pure-hearted boy. What kind of campus sweet romance is this? He teases you with his words. But his eyes are full of love. Heroine, look back at him. His ears must be red. I closed my eyes. These inexplicable, bullet comments had been appearing from time to time for the past month, and only I could see them. They always framed Meng Jijia's malicious behavior as clumsy affection and romanticized school bullying as sweet interactions. Fuck your sweetness. As the class bell rang, I turned around abruptly. Meng Jijia was leaning back in his chair, looking at me with a half-smile. The tips of his ears indeed slightly red. The barrage was scrolling frantically. He's blushing, his ears are red. What did I tell you? The pure-hearted school bully x the cold academic ace. I could ship this pairing for 100 years. Female lead, don't be so stern. He likes you, Meng Jijia, I said calmly. If you touch me one more time, I'll report you to the Academic Affairs Office for sexual harassment. The classroom fell silent instantly. Meng Jijia's smile froze on his face, and Chen Hao jumped up first. Sure, Wensi. Are you crazy? Can't you tell brother Jia was just joking with you, joking by pulling on someone's bra strap? I stood up, looking down at Meng Jijia. Then go home and pull your dad's underwear down, and see if he can calmly joke with you. The barrage exploded. The female lead is so fierce. But why does it feel so thrilling? Don't be like that. Brother Jia just doesn't know how to express himself well. Isn't that how campus stories always go? The male lead bullies the female lead because he cares about her. Meng Jijia pushed his chair back and stood up. He was a head taller than me, and his shadow loomed over me. Sure, Wensi, say that again, I said. I enunciated each word clearly. Your behavior already constitutes sexual harassment. Do I need to look up the legal statutes to educate you? The math teacher hadn't left yet and looked over at the commotion. What's all the noise? Meng Jijia, go back to your seat. Meng Jijia glared at me fiercely and stormed out, slamming the door behind him. Before chasing after him, Chen Hao threw out a remark. Sure, Wensi, you really don't know what's good for you. The barrage was filled with regret. Oh no, the female lead is digging her own grave. Sigh, brother Jia finally shows a bit of special interest in someone. Am I the only one who thinks the male lead's behavior is a bit too much, waiting for the chasing the wife to the crematorium plot? I sat back in my seat, and my deskmate Lin Xiao whispered, "Sure Wensi, why did you provoke him? Meng Jijia's family. His family is wealthy and powerful, so they can bully people at will." I took over her words. "Is the rule of law just for show?" Lin Xiao fell silent, her eyes conveying the message. "You're too naive." I knew Meng Jijia's background. His father was a school trustee, and his mother was a well-known local entrepreneur. That's why he could act like a tyrant at school, with teachers turning a blind eye and classmates either currying favor or keeping their distance, except for a transfer student like me, who doesn't understand the rules. When the school bell rang, I grabbed my backpack and hurried downstairs, in the bicycle shed. My second-hand mountain bike was lying on the ground, with both tires slashed and completely deflated. A sticky note was attached to the handlebars, with bold handwriting, "Wear that white shirt tomorrow, I like it." No signature, but it doesn't take a genius to figure out who it is. That white shirt of mine is a bit sheer, faintly revealing the shape and color of my bra. Ever since Meng Jijia loudly discussed my bra with the guys, I haven't worn that white shirt again. Ah. Brother Jia is so domineering, he must love seeing you in white, although the method is a bit extreme. It's standard practice in campus bully stories. Don't be angry, female lead, he's just trying to get your attention. I clutched the sticky note and took a deep breath. Fine, Meng Jijia, you really want to play, don't you? Sure Wensi, do you need help? Class monitor Lu Jian walked over pushing his bike, frowning when he saw mine. Clearly it was done on purpose. I showed him the sticky note, evidence. Lu Jian looked at it, his expression turning serious. "This is Meng Jijia's handwriting. I'll go with you to see the moral education director." "No need." I put the sticky note back into my bag. "I'll handle it myself." Lu Jian disagreed. "Sure Wensi, you can't just tolerate this kind of thing." "I don't plan to tolerate it." I smiled at him. "But I have my own way." The bullet comments started to argue. The second male lead has appeared. The gentle class president ex-com study committee member is also a great pairing. No way, I'm still on Team Jia. This kind of clumsy affection feels so real. This is called harassment. Okay, can the bullet comments have a bit more moral compass? The next day, I wore a black t-shirt, and Meng Jijia's expression had been gloomy since morning self-study. During the morning exercise break, he cornered me at the stairwell landing. "I told you to wear a white shirt. Didn't you see the message? Do you want me to help you change?" His voice was low, laced with a threat. "I told you to stop the sexual harassment. Did you listen?" I retorted. Meng Jijia let out a cold laugh. "Sure Wensi, do you really think I wouldn't dare to do anything to you?" "You dare." I nodded. "Just like you dared to slash my tires, dared to pull my clothes in class, dared to have your followers spread rumors about me. You dare everything because you're Meng Jijia, the son of the school board chairman, right?" He probably didn't expect me to be so direct and froze for a moment. The female lead is so bold. I love it. Brother Jia is speechless. It's probably the first time someone has talked to him like this. Is this playing hard to get? It must be. Meng Jijia took a step closer, and I caught a faint whiff of tobacco on him. "Since you know, don't make me angry. I've been patient enough with you. Your patience is harassing me for an entire semester." I laughed. "Meng Jijia, maybe you should see a psychologist. This cognitive dissonance is a bit severe." His gaze suddenly turned cold. Just then, the broadcast sounded, signaling the start of the break time exercises. I brushed past him and whispered, "By the way, is your bike at the very back of the bike shed?" Meng Jijia suddenly grabbed my wrist. "Did you touch my bike?" To Meng Jijia, his bike was almost as important as his father. "I wouldn't dare." I shook off his hand. "Just reminding you, the campus surveillance has been upgraded recently, high definition." I truly didn't dare. His bicycle was worth over $1 million, and I couldn't afford to pay for it. I was just talking big. He stared at me for a few seconds, then suddenly smiled. "Sure Wensi, you're even more interesting than I thought. Here it comes, woman, you've successfully caught my attention. Classic lines may be late, but they always arrive. I bet 50 cents that in the next chapter, Brother Jia will start to truly appreciate it." I walked toward the playground without looking back. Meng Jijia's pursuit intensified. My homework notebook often goes missing, only to be found in his desk drawer, covered in messy scribbles. During lunch, he and Chenhao would carry their trays and sit across from me, with Chenhao loudly teasing, "Brother Jia saved this seat especially for you, aren't you touched?" In physics lab class, he accidentally knocked over my equipment, then pretended to help clean up. his fingers brushing against the back of my hand intentionally or unintentionally. Brother Jia is so childish, haha, like a primary school student who bullies the one they like. The way he looks at the female lead is truly different, with that kind of focused intensity. When will the female lead realize his feelings? I'm so anxious. I've noticed a pattern. The bullet comments only appear when Meng Jijia does these things to me. Normally, I can't see them. It's as if there's an invisible audience watching this school bully sweet romance drama through some screen, and I'm the female lead, forced to follow the script. Screw the script. Wednesday afternoon, the whole school was having a big cleanup. Lin Xiao and I were in charge of cleaning the classroom windows, while Meng Jijia's group was responsible for the hallway. As he walked past with a bucket, he accidentally splashed dirty water all over me. The skirt was instantly soaked through, clinging to her body. The October weather wasn't cold, but the sticky feeling and the gazes from all around made my whole body tingle. Chen Hao whistled. Wet play. Brother Jia knows how to have fun. Even so, this is a bit too much, isn't it? Don't criticize. There's definitely going to be a jacket shawl scene later, waiting for Jia's boyfriend energy. Meng Jijia did indeed take off his jacket and walked toward me. I didn't wait for him to get close. I directly picked up the nearby bucket, which contained freshly changed clean water, and splashed it toward him and Chen Hao. Splash. Both of them were drenched. The whole class fell silent. The barrage of comments froze for a second, then erupted. Holy shit, the female lead is fighting back. I could laugh at Brother Jia's stunned expression for a year. Wait, this isn't right. The female lead should have shyly accepted the jacket, and then their relationship would have heated up. The female lead's behavior is a bit too extreme, so the hero saving the beauty trope is just gone like that. What kind of hero saving the beauty is this? It's clearly the male lead who splashed the water. Meng Jijia wiped the water off his face, his gaze dangerous. Sure Wensi, are you looking for death? Justifiable self-defense. I set the empty bucket down. Meng Jijia. This is the last time. If you touch me again, it won't be as simple as just splashing water. What can you do? He smiled coldly. Report me to the teacher. Do you think they can control me? I won't report you to the teacher. I smiled back. I'll call the police. Sexual harassment, intentional property damage, and personal assault. That's enough to file a case. Do you want to test whether your father's connections are stronger or the Public Security Administration punishment law is stronger? Lin Xiao tugged at the corner of my clothes from behind, whispering, Sure Wensi, stop talking. Meng Jijia stared at me, water droplets falling from the tips of his hair. That look was very complex, filled with anger, surprise, and something I couldn't quite understand. Finally, he sneered, Fine, you're amazing. He turned and walked away. While Chen Hao glared at me fiercely before following him, the female lead has gone too far this time. Brother Jia is really going to be angry, but seriously, calling the police is a good idea, but this is a campus story. Calling the police would ruin the fun. To the person above, in real life, if you're being bullied, you should call the police, no matter what kind of story it is. That day after school, my bike tire was flat again, but this time, there was a 100 yuan bill clipped to the handlebars, along with a note, for the bike repair, no apology, only a handout like compensation. I donated the money to the stray cat rescue box at the school gate. This time, along with the note from last time and a photo of the damaged bicycle, I posted everything on the campus forum with the caption, Is this how the big shots at our school bully ordinary people? The post quickly went viral, although no names were mentioned. Everyone who saw it knew exactly who I was referring to. Most of the accusatory comments were posted anonymously. Hey, what can you do about this local tyrant anyway? Last time I accidentally bumped into him, and he kicked me so hard I had to stay in the hospital for a week. Now that I'm back at school, they're still targeting me. Are ordinary people's lives really that worthless? I'm even more unlucky. I just happened to make eye contact with him in the hallway, and his lackeys slapped me, saying I was dirtying their master's eyes. The new shoes my mom bought me were burned with cigarette butts by them, leaving several holes. I want to transfer schools, but my parents don't agree. I'm so miserable. I recorded all of this and saved it. This post was taken down by the administrator in less than an hour. The female lead is so ungrateful. Brother Jia even compensated her. Is just paying compensation enough? What about an apology, in a school bully story? What's the need for an apology? There's bound to be sweeter plot developments to make up for it later. Help, how can anyone think bullying is sweet? Meng Jijia didn't come to cause me trouble. and the following week was unusually calm. It was eerily calm. The calm was broken by the midterm exam results. I ranked second in the grade, while Meng Jijie was in the bottom 10. The homeroom teacher rearranged the seating based on grades. I was moved to the center of the first row, while Meng Jijie remained in his usual spot by the window in the last row. The barrage expresses regret. So far apart, how can they develop feelings? The homeroom teacher is the villain, right? Breaking up my CP, Jie is definitely going to take action, waiting for it. Meng Jijie indeed took action. The next day, my new desk mate, Shen Qingxi, the top student in our grade, had glue poured into her backpack, and all her textbooks were stuck together. Shen Qingxi was the typical good girl, bursting into tears at the sight of the tragedy. Her family was not well off, and these textbooks were not cheap for her. Who did this? She asked with reddened eyes. The whole class fell silent, many secretly glancing at Meng Jijie. He leaned back in his chair, legs crossed, playing on his phone, as if it had nothing to do with him. Brother Jie is jealous, because the female lead is sitting with the top student. This level of jealousy, it's true love. Although the method is wrong, he definitely only has the female lead in his heart. I stood up and walked toward Meng Jijie. Chen Hao stopped me. What are you doing? I walked around him and stood in front of Meng Jijie's desk. Did you mess with Shen Qingxi's books? Meng Jijie looked up with a half smile. Evidence. There are no cameras in the classroom, I said, but yesterday after school, you were the last to leave, and this morning, you were the first to arrive. Shen Qingxi's backpack has been in the classroom the whole time. Who else could it be besides you? Coincidence? He shrugged. Besides, why would I mess with her books? Because you're childish, selfish, and twisted, I said word by word. You can't stand others doing better than you. You can't stand others sitting with me. You can't stand anything that doesn't go your way. Meng Jijie, you're just a spoiled man-child. The classroom fell dead silent. Chen Hao wanted to rush over, but Meng Jijie raised his hand to stop him. Meng Jijie slowly stood up. He was much taller than me, his shadow completely enveloping me. Sure Wensi, do you really think I wouldn't dare to touch you? Of course you dare. I looked up at him. You're so powerful. The school board chairman's son, bullying whoever you want. But Meng Jijie, let me tell you. I raised my voice so the whole class could hear. I'll buy Shen Qingxi a new book, and you'll pay for it. If you don't compensate, I'll go to the Academic Affairs Office, the Principal's Office, and file a complaint on the Education Bureau's official website. It's just a matter of sending an email. Do you want to test how efficient these staff members are? The female lead is absolutely explosive. Brother Jie's face has turned green. It must be the first time he's been so publicly humiliated. But why is she standing up for Shen Qingxi? They've only been desk mates for a day. Because that's the sense of justice any normal person should have. Wake up. Comments section. Meng Jijie stared at me, his eyes looking as if he wanted to devour me. Finally, he took out his wallet, pulled out a few 100 yuan bills, and slammed them on the table. Is this enough? Apologize. I didn't take the money. What? Apologize to Shen Qingxi. I repeated, for what you did. Apologize publicly. Meng Jijie laughed. The kind of laugh that comes from extreme anger. Sure Wensi. You're dreaming. All right then. I nodded, turning to Shen Qingxi. Qingxi, let's go find the homeroom teacher. If the homeroom teacher doesn't handle it, I'm sorry. Are you satisfied now? The voice wasn't loud, but it was clear enough. Meng Jijie finished speaking, grabbed his backpack, and walked out, slamming the classroom door with a loud bang. Before leaving, he looked at me with eyes full of hurt and grievance, as if I had done something unforgivable. Chen Hao quickly chased after him. Shen Qingxi stared blankly at the money on the table, then looked at me. Sure Wensi, thank you, but you shouldn't have provoked him. Whether to provoke and whether to tolerate are two different matters. I handed her the money after organizing it. Go buy new books, and keep the rest as compensation for emotional distress. The female lead is so cool. This is exactly how an independent woman should be. But since Brother Jie has already apologized, isn't she being too unforgiving? Is an apology enough? What about the harm he caused? But this is a campus story. Why take it so seriously? Looking at those floating words, I suddenly understood. Behind these bullet comments is a group of spectators. They don't care if real people get hurt. They don't care about fairness or justice. They just want to see sweet romance, even if that sweetness is built on the suffering of others. And I refuse to be the leading lady in this drama. Meng Jijie kept quiet for half a month. I thought he had given up until that Friday. It was raining after school, and I didn't have an umbrella. I waited in the classroom until 6 o'clock, and when the rain let up a little, I pushed my bike out. The bike shed was at the farthest corner of the campus, with two streetlights broken, leaving the area dimly lit. Just as I unlocked my bike, I heard footsteps approaching. Meng Jijie emerged from the shadows, without an umbrella, his hair damp. "I've been waiting for you for a long time," he said. My internal alarm bells went off, and I gripped the handlebars tightly. "What's the matter?" "Yes." He approached, carrying a faint scent of cigarettes and the smell of rain. "Sure, Wency, let's talk." "Talk about what?" "About these past few months." He stopped in front of me, dangerously close. "Why do you always have to go against me?" I took a step back. "Meng Jijie, you were the one who harassed me first." "Harassment?" He laughed. "You think that was harassment? Otherwise, pulling a girl's bra strap, slashing tires, destroying property. What else would you call that?" I stared at him. "Or did your father never teach you basic manners?" Meng Jijie's eyes darkened. "Sure, Wency, I've been patient enough with you." "How much is your patience worth?" I retorted. "Meng Jijie, listen carefully. I don't like you, I won't like you, and I will never like you. What you're doing isn't affection, it's an illness, and it needs to be treated." The rain grew heavier again, pounding noisily against the roof of the carport. Meng Jijie remained silent for a long time, so long that I thought he was about to resort to violence, but all he said was, "What if I told you I genuinely like you?" The barrage instantly went wild. He confessed. Jia finally said it. I knew it. All that earlier stuff was just build-up. Hurry up and say yes. Female lead. It's so rare for the school bully to lower himself and confess. I laughed. "Meng Jijie, do you know how to truly like someone?" I said slowly. "It's about respecting their wishes, caring about their feelings, and supporting what they want to do, not forcing them to wear clothes you like, destroying their belongings, or embarrassing them in front of their classmates. You say you like me, but your so-called affection only disgusts me." Meng Jijie's expression shattered. That expression, a mix of embarrassment, anger, and hurt, made me almost soften for a moment, but only for a moment. "Move aside," I said. "I'm going home." He didn't move. I pushed the cart forward, and the wheel bumped into his leg. He staggered but still didn't move aside. "Meng Jijie, what if I change?" His voice was very low, almost drowned out by the rain. "If I stop acting that way from now on, would you?" "No." I cut him off. "The damage is already done, Meng Jijie. Some things can't be mended." The barrage is filled with lamentations. "No way. Is this the start of a tragic story?" The female lead is so ruthless. Even Brother Jia has lowered his head like this. But what she said is right. The harm has already been done. I don't care. I want a happy ending. Author, make them reconcile. I looked at those scrolling words and suddenly felt exhausted. These bullet comments were like invisible directors, desperately trying to pull me back into the script they wanted. But this is my life, not someone's entertainment show. Jia Meng, move aside. I repeated. This time, he moved. I rode my bike into the rain without looking back. On Monday, the whole school was buzzing about how Jia Meng had changed. He no longer sleeps or plays with his phone in class, and has started listening to the lectures, though whether he actually understands is another matter. He no longer skips classes and has even started turning in his homework, though the accuracy is nothing short of abysmal. He has even begun asking questions, though they are so basic that it makes one wonder what he was doing during his 9 years of compulsory education. Jia Gu is studying for love. What kind of divine plot is this? I knew he would change. He just didn't know how to express himself before. Female lead, look at him. He's changed so much for you. I glanced over, then went back to solving my problems. Meng Jijie's transformation was quite sensational, but for me, it came too late. Moreover, I wasn't sure if this change was genuine or just another form of performance. During Wednesday's physical education class, when we had free time, Meng Jijie walked over to me. The whole class was watching, including the barrage comments. "Here we go. Jia is officially going to pursue her. This time it's definitely going to be sweet. I'm ready." Meng Jijie held a bottle of water in his hand and offered it over. "Sure, Wency, about what happened before? I'm sorry, I didn't take it. Is that all?" He was taken aback. "I've received your apology," I said. "No need for the water, I have my own." I turned to leave, but he stopped me. "Sure, Wency, I'm really trying to change. Look, I've submitted all my assignments this week and haven't skipped any classes." that's what you're supposed to do as a student, I interrupted. Meng Jijia, turning in your assignments on time and paying attention in class isn't for me, it's for yourself. Don't dress up basic responsibilities as deep affection. I can't bear it. Chen Hao rushed over. Sure Wenxi, that's enough. What more do you want when brother Jia is already like this? I want him to stay away from me, I said calmly. That's all I ask. The female lead is being too unreasonable. Brother Jia has already gone this far for her. Exactly. She won't take the way out when it's offered. She'll regret it later. This kind of girl deserves to be single. Why do I feel like the female lead is right? Isn't submitting assignments on time what you're supposed to do? A belated apology is worth less than grass. What about the harm caused before? Can the barrage stop with the God's eye view and try to put themselves in the female lead's shoes? Meng Jijia stared at me intently, the water bottle in his hand crushed out of shape. Finally, he said, fine, sure Wenxi, you're ruthless. He left, throwing the water bottle into the trash can with a loud crash. On Friday after school, I was cornered in the restroom by a few girls. The leader is Li Yu from the neighboring class, who has liked Meng Jijia for a long time. She crossed her arms and looked me up and down. Sure Wenxi, you're quite arrogant, move aside, I said. What if I don't? Li Yu sneered. You think you're something special just because Meng Jijia has your back. He's ignoring you now, so stop pretending. I've never needed anyone to have my back, I said, looking at her. And which eye of yours saw me needing Meng Jijia? Stubborn. Li Yu gave a signal, and two girls closed in from either side. Today, I'll teach you some manners. A transfer student should know their place. Before the words had even finished, I kicked the trash can beside me, the metallic clang echoing through the bathroom. Want to make a move? I pulled out my phone, aiming the camera at them. Come on, I'm recording. Let the whole school see what you're really like. Li Yu's face changed. You, what about me? I took a step forward. And they actually backed away. Li Yu, if you like Meng Jijia, that's your business. Don't drag me into it. The two of you, one harasses, the other bullies. You're a perfect match. Stay together and stop bothering other people. Li Yu's face flushed red with anger. Say that again, I said. I enunciated each word clearly. You and Meng Jijia are a perfect match. Do you need a translation if you can't understand human speech? Footsteps sounded from outside. Someone was coming. Li Yu shot me a fierce glare and left with her entourage. I put away my phone, my hands trembling. Truth be told, I was scared too, but I knew I couldn't back down at a time like this. Once you show weakness, they'll only push you further. The barrage was much quieter this time, with only a few comments drifting by after a long while. The female lead's combat power is really strong. Even so, she's fighting 3 alone. It's so dangerous. Why hasn't brother Jia come to save the day yet? This doesn't make sense. I washed my face and looked at my pale reflection in the mirror. Save the day? I don't need anyone to save me. Meng Jijia's change lasted for 2 weeks, and then he reverted to his old ways. He started skipping classes, not turning in homework, and sleeping during lessons. The difference was that he no longer harassed me, not even glancing my way. Why give up so easily? Brother Jia just can't handle it. The female lead is too cold. I wouldn't be able to keep going either, but can all the previous harm just be wiped away? It's just a campus novel. Why take it so seriously? Just enjoy the sweetness. I watched these bullet comments as if they were a joke. Wipe the slate clean. On what grounds? I don't believe these girls would dare to cause trouble for me without Meng Jijia's signal. Monday noon, cafeteria. As soon as Shen Qingxi and I sat down, Meng Jijia and Chen Hao came over with their trays and took a seat at the next table. Chen Hao deliberately raised his voice and said, Brother Jia, the campus belle from the vocational high school next door asked me for your WeChat again. Should I give it to her? Meng Jijia didn't say a word. That campus belle is pretty hot, and she's got a great figure. Way better than some bookworm. Chen Hao glanced at me. Shen Qingxi whispered, Sure Wenxi, let's switch seats. No need. I picked up the tray, stood up, and walked over to Meng Jijia. He looked up, his eyes smug. What? Jealous? Too late. You? I dumped the entire tray of food over his head. The cafeteria instantly fell silent. Scrambled eggs with tomatoes hung from Meng Jijia's hair. Rice slid down his shoulders, and soup dripped down his face. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Has the female lead gone crazy, dumping a food tray in public? This is a complete break of face. Meng Jijia slowly stood up, the food falling off him, his eyes fierce enough to devour someone. Chen Hao jumped up. Wensi, you damn, I like you, I said with a smile, my voice not loud but enough for the entire quiet cafeteria to hear. Meng Jijie was stunned, Chen Hao was also stunned, then shouted, you call dumping food on his head liking him, see? I turned to Chen Hao, my smile unchanged. So you also know that hurting someone isn't the same as liking them. The barrage froze. I continued speaking to Meng Jijie, what you've done to me these past few months is just like this plate of food. You say you like me, but your way of liking me is to dump the food on my head. Now, I want you to taste what it feels like to be liked. Meng Jijie's face turned a mix of green and red, his fists clenched tightly. The dean rushed over upon hearing the news and was stunned by the scene. What's going on, teacher? I spoke up first. Meng Jijie and I were discussing what true liking is. I think practical teaching is more intuitive than theory. What do you think? Someone in the cafeteria couldn't hold back a laugh. What kind of twist is this? The female lead is mocking Brother Jie's previous behavior. Brother Jie's face has turned green. It must be the first time he's been messed with like this. But isn't it too much for her to humiliate someone in public like this? Too much. Then what about Meng Jijie's previous actions? Hypocrite. The dean clearly knew Meng Jijie's background and coughed lightly. Wensi, no matter what, you can't what? I interrupted him. Dean, this semester, Meng Jijie has torn up my homework 3 times, slashed my bike tires twice, tugged at my clothes in class, and publicly humiliated me. I've endured it all. Today, I simply used a method he could understand to tell him I don't like this, if he has any objections. We can go to the police station and let the officers decide what these actions amount to. I stared at Meng Jijie. Meng Jijie, do you want to call the police? He glared at me fiercely, with bits of vegetable leaves still stuck to his face, looking both ridiculous and pathetic. Finally, he turned and left, pushing open the cafeteria door without looking back. Chen Hao quickly chased after him. The head teacher looked at me and sighed. Wensi, you, write a self-criticism, all right. I nodded. Will the school handle Meng Jijie's previous behavior? He choked. The school really doesn't dare to mess with Jiagu. The female lead is so tough. But that's just how reality is. The direction of this story is off. Why is it getting more and more realistic? Because this is the real world. Wake up, bullet comments. I returned to my seat, and Shen Qingxi whispered, Wensi, you're amazing. But he's definitely going to retaliate. I know, I said. Getting another serving of food, so I have to strike first. What do you mean? I smiled, and didn't answer. In the evening, I went to an internet cafe. On Tuesday, an anonymous report appeared on the official website of the Municipal Education Bureau, detailing Meng Jijie's bullying behavior during his time at school, accompanied by photos and screenshots. At the same time, several local self-media accounts focusing on campus safety also received the same materials. I didn't expect to bring down Meng Jijie with just one report, but I wanted the school to know, I'm not someone to be trifled with, and I have the ability to stir up trouble. On Tuesday, Meng Jijie was called to the principal's office. On Wednesday, the school urgently held a moral education work meeting, emphasizing campus discipline. On Thursday, Meng Jijie's father, school board member Meng Jiangwo, personally came to the school and spent an hour in the principal's office discussing the matter. Jia Ji's family has taken action. The female lead is in danger. This is reality. With money you really can do whatever you want, but the female lead has evidence, and if it blows up, it won't be good for the school's reputation either. I bet 50 cents. It'll end up being swept under the rug. During the break on Friday, I was called to the principal's office. Meng Jiangwo sat on the sofa, dressed in a suit and looking serious. Meng Jijie stood beside him, his face dark and gloomy. Student sure, please have a seat, the principal said with a forced smile. I didn't sit down. Principal, if you have something to say, please get straight to the point. Meng Jiangwo spoke up, his voice steady. Student sure, I am Meng Jijie's father. First of all, I apologize to you on behalf of Meng Jijie. His previous behavior was indeed inappropriate. I waited for him to continue. Secondly, we are willing to compensate you for your losses, the bicycle, the books, and emotional distress. Name your price. I don't need money, I said. I need Meng Jijie to apologize publicly and promise the entire school that he will never bully anyone again. Meng Jiangwo frowned. Classmate sure. It's normal for young people to have some friction. There's no need to make such a big deal out of it. How about this? Aside from compensation, I can guarantee that Meng Jijie won't harass you again, and I'll also make sure the school awards you this year's outstanding student title. Mr. Meng, I interrupted him, your son hasn't just bullied me this semester, he pushed Zhang Ming from the second year into a puddle, and he broke a bone. He spread rumors about Li Jing from the third year, and she developed depression and had to take a leave of absence. Did you know about any of this? The principal's expression changed. Meng Zhengwo fell silent for a few seconds. I will look into these matters. If they are true, we will compensate. And then, I asked, is compensation enough? What about the harm done? Mr. Meng, your son is not a 3-year-old child. He is 17 years old and should take responsibility for his actions. Meng Jijia suddenly spoke up. Sure, Wensi, that's enough. It's not enough, I said, looking at him. Meng Jijia, your father is here cleaning up your mess. The principal is here smoothing things over. But what about you? Do you dare admit that you were wrong? Do you dare apologize to those you have hurt? He opened his mouth but said nothing. The female lead is challenging the entire system. She's gone mad, truly mad, but she's right. Why should money be able to settle everything? Reality will teach her how to be a decent person. Meng Zhengwo stood up. Miss Sure, I understand what you mean. Give me a week, and I will give you an explanation. What kind of explanation? I asked. Those who should apologize will apologize, and those who should be dealt with will be dealt with. He looked into my eyes. I promise you in the name of a father. I watched him for a long time. Finally, I said, all right, I'll wait for you for a week. As I walked out of the principal's office, Meng Jijia caught up with me. Sure, Wensi, he said in a low voice. Do you really have to do this? What exactly do you want? I retorted. Is it too much to ask for justice? Do you know how my dad will handle this? He smiled coldly. He'll pull strings, suppress it, pay to keep people quiet. In the end, I'll still be me, and you won't change a thing. Then let's give it a try. I smiled back. Meng Jijia, you'd better pray your dad can smooth everything over, because if he can't this time, I still have a backup plan. His eyes sharpened. What backup plan? Guess. I turned and walked away. What other cards does the female lead have up her sleeve? With Brother Jia's family being so wealthy and powerful, what can she possibly do? But the female lead looks so confident. I bet she'll lose. That's just how reality is. 1 week later, Monday morning assembly, the principal stood on the podium, unusually serious. Today, I have a few things to announce. First, in response to some recent misconduct on campus, the school will conduct a 1-month disciplinary rectification campaign. Second, student Meng Jijia from Class 3, Grade 11, has been given a demerit for repeatedly violating school rules and regulations, and is required to make a public self-criticism in front of the entire school. The entire audience erupted in an uproar. Meng Jijia was actually punished and had to make a public self-criticism. They actually issued a punishment. Didn't Jia's family settle this? That doesn't make sense. What exactly did the female lead do? The principal continued. Third, the school will establish a student discipline supervision committee. We welcome all students to actively participate and work together to maintain the campus environment. After the morning assembly, Meng Jijia was called to the stage. He held the script and read expressionlessly. I, Meng Jijia, due to my inappropriate behavior, have caused harm to my classmates and brought a negative impact to the school. I hereby sincerely apologize and promise to abide by school rules and regulations, respect my classmates, and not repeat similar mistakes in the future. He read it without any emotion, but it was indeed an apology. As he stepped down from the stage, he glanced at me with a complicated look in his eyes. I ignored him. During the lunch break, Shen Qingxi ran over. Sure, Wensi, look at the school forum. I clicked on it. The pinned post was a reply from the Municipal Education Bureau regarding the handling of the previous anonymous report. The school had been instructed to deal with it seriously, and they would continue to follow up. There were already over 1,000 replies below, with most supporting serious action, though a few spoke up for Meng Jijia. It was you, wasn't it? Shen Qingxi whispered. What? The anonymous report, she said. I heard from the second-year students that you went to the internet cafe last week. I smiled, neither admitting nor denying it. After school, Meng Jijia was waiting for me at the school gate. Sure, Wensi, let's talk. We have nothing to talk about. My dad is making me transfer schools, he said. I'm leaving next month. I was taken aback for a moment. Are you satisfied? He asked, his tone unreadable. Whether I'm satisfied or not isn't important, I said. What matters is whether those you've hurt can feel a little better. Meng Jijia remained silent for a long time. Finally, he said. Sure Wensi, if I really change, would you? No, I interrupted him. Meng Jijia, some wounds are irreversible. Besides, whether you change or not is your business. It has nothing to do with me. He nodded, turned, and walked away. That retreating figure actually looked a bit lonely. Is Jia Gu really leaving? Don't go, the female lead is too heartless, even when he's like this. But this is reality. If you hurt someone, you have to face the consequences. The story's direction is off. Where's the promised sweet romance? I pushed the bike out of the school gate. The sunlight was warm. Sweet romance. No, this is reality. And the reality is, if you're bullied, you fight back. If you make a mistake, you take responsibility. If you hurt someone, you apologize. As for those bullet comments expecting the CEO falls for me plot, let them be disappointed.